Okay, so let's talk potty training. Now, this is one of my biggest pet peeves because so many people get dogs and just expect them to know how to do everything. Like, dogs are not born knowing how to play fetch or sit or where to pee and not to pee. Okay, you have to train them just like you do with kids. So if you do this, you will have your dog sleeping through the night without peeing, with the exception of an accident here and there, within 2 weeks, if you follow this plan. I swear by this. I have done it for every one of my dogs, and they are fully potty trained for the night within just a couple of weeks. It's gonna suck for a couple of weeks. So you will put your puppy in your kennel at night, and then you have to set your alarm to go off every 2 hours for the entire night. Kids switch back and forth with your partner, with kids, whatever. But every 2 hours, when that alarm goes off, you take your puppy out of the kennel, you take them to your yard where you kind of want them to go to the bathroom. Always put them on like grass and not concrete sidewalk or anything like that, because it'll start to train them on where they should go to the bathroom. You need to know that your dog will probably only pee 1 out of the 4 times that you're going to take them out there. It's normal and it's important. When you take them out there, you set them down on the ground and you wait 5 minutes, and then you pick them up and you put them back in their kennel, try to go back to sleep for 2 hours, and then get up and do it again. You're going to do this for, I would say, maybe 4 days, okay? 4 days, and then you slowly bump up the increments, okay? So after day 4, on day 5, you wake up every 3 hours and take them out, and then you do that for like 2 days, and then you will bump it to every 4 hours for a couple of days. You will only do it 1 time for a couple of days, and then at that point you should have a fully trained, will not pee through the night, kenneled puppy. So every dog is different. For example, Roger, anytime I reached into his kennel, he would pee because he was so scared. And so even if that happens, if they've had an accident in their kennel, doesn't matter, still take them outside, wait the 5 minutes, come in, clean up the kennel, put them back in. So let's talk about kennel training. This one's a little tough because every single one of my dogs did it differently, because each one has a different personality. So, for example, Pre would, oh my gosh, Pre would wail all night long. Like, just, he would not stop. He had the most piercing bark. Like, it got to the point where Jake was like, I'm gonna kill this dog. Like, this dog, he's gonna die. No matter what we did, no matter what we tried, he would not stop. I had been taking him to the puppy classes, and we had been using like a little clicker. And so one night I am like sitting there thinking, what did I get myself into? And he started barking, and I snapped my fingers and he stopped. Like, I kid you not. I snapped my fingers and he stopped barking. Then for the next like 1 or 2 nights, anytime he barked at night, I just snapped my fingers and he stopped. And then I never had an issue with it again. It was great. Roger was different. Roger was terrified of everything. So when I put him in his kennel at night, he would just quietly whine all night. And I would snap my fingers at him, hoping that would work the same as it did for Pre, but it would not work. It would actually kind of scare him and make it worse. What worked for Roger was, I started just going, shh, shh, it's okay, shh, it's okay. And it worked for him. I don't know, when you're in the middle of the night, you just start doing everything that you can to make him stop. Now, Pavo, sweet, fluffy, I'm talking about you. Cuddly, clingy Pavo. His was completely different. So we could not get him to shut up in a different room. So we brought him, the kennel, into our bedroom, because we figured based off of his personality, which is very clingy and lovey and wants to be by you all the time, that maybe it was just a proximity issue. It did not work. I had to literally put his kennel smack dab next to my bed, and I had to sleep with my arm off the side with my fingers in between the little cages, the little bars, for him to be quiet through the night. I'm not even joking. As far as potty training throughout the day, again, you have to do it on a timer system. Every hour, 2 hours, kind of depends on what you think your dog needs, but set a timer every two hours. Take your dog out, put him outside, stay there for 5 minutes, bring him back in. Your dog is going to pee most of the time inside at this point, okay? And so what you do is anytime you see pee, you do not rub their nose in it, do not yell at them, do not chastise them. All you're gonna do is when you see the dog pee, you pick him up, you take him outside, you put him on the ground, you wait for 5 minutes. I mean, like, you pick him up midstream and take him out. Do not yell at him. If you start yelling at your dogs for going to the bathroom inside the house, it is just going to cause a whole other plethora of issues. You are going to be training them to be afraid to go to the bathroom, to fear if they have to fear where they go, and that's going to take forever to undo. You will do this until your dog stops peeing in the house. There will be a point in which you will think, dear Satan, what did I get myself into? My house is always going to smell like pee, and I'm going to hate my life forever. The dog will stop peeing in the house, literally overnight. He will stop. He will stop peeing. He will never pee in your house again unless it's an accident, like a major accident. It's all about consistency. If you are consistent and you do this and you just take a solid month to really dedicate yourself to their training, overnight, everything will click in their little puppy brain and you will be done. You won't have to do anything else. They will know what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. It's really quite weird now that I think about it. Until then, invest in some good cleaning products. Do not take them to the puppy park until they've gotten their last set of vaccines and boosters. Otherwise, they will be exposed to those super dangerous diseases. Take them on walks, let them, take them to see family, expose them to people and noise and lots of movement around them. I almost forgot to go along with food. Please do not feed your dog human food. This is really tough, especially if you have kids. Kids are gonna drop food and your dog is gonna eat it, but a lot of human foods are toxic to dogs. Onions, grapes, things that you don't think would be, could actually poison your dog and cause a lot of health issues. Also, chicken can cause blockage, which then results in surgeries. So it's just a good rule of thumb to teach everyone in your household to not feed your dogs human food.